Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this best Jakks wrestling figures video. We're going to take a look at the very best figures that Jakks Pacific made. Jakks made wrestling figures between the mid-90s all the way through to 2010, and then Mattel took over. We've got lots to go through because they made a lot of figures. And I did struggle trying to figure out how best to do this video, because I could tell you what I think are the best, I can tell you what my favourite figures are, but I wanted something a little bit better than that. So I jumped over to Wrestling Figure Forum, and thankfully they had asked this very question: what is the best Jakks figure? So I've had a look at all the different polls that they did. I've got all the results here. Obviously, that is a big, passionate wrestling figure community. So even though I don't agree with all of these, and I'm sure you won't as well, at least it's got a little bit more merit to it than just what I think. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's start with this. This was voted the best Ruthless Aggression figure. It is Kurt Angle, Series 22. People liking the likeness, the ring attire detail. Obviously, it comes with that great medal accessory. There's a lot to like about that Kurt Angle, so I agree. I do think it is one of the better Ruthless Aggression figures. Not sure it would have been my pick, but it is a solid entry. Moving on, we've got this Kane. This was voted the best R3 figure. So R3 is real scan, real scale, real reaction. So these figures have like an interactive element to them. And this Kane won because people just thought it was the best Jakks Kane. There have been quite a few Jakks Kanes, but people like the scale of this figure. They like the ring attire. They like the breakable police barricade as well. Obviously, it's quite a fun era for Kane as well. So I think that helped. And yeah, I agree. Again, maybe not my pick, but again, I can see why it won. Moving on, and you can see on screen the winner for Deluxe Aggression. And this was Sabu, Series 7. And I really rate this. I'm totally on board with this pick. Great head scan. Ring attire, very interesting metallic colour. Comes with like a foldable chair. Obviously, Sabu was a massive ECW legend. We've never had a Sabu in the Mattel line, or at least not that I can remember. I'm trying to think if he was in like a battle pack or something. But I don't think he was. I don't believe we've ever had one. That is definitely someone that is still missing from the Mattel line. Someone that really should have a figure. Well, this figure that you can see on screen right now is probably the best way to get Sabu. Talking of ECW, this figure on screen was voted the best ECW Jakks figure. Sandman, another legend. Great face scan. Shirt is iconic. Also comes with a kendo stick. And yeah, if you're an ECW fan, this figure has got to be a must-have. Moving on to Adrenaline, we've got Jeff Hardy and Tommy Dreamer. This one because of the Jeff Hardy. Ring attire is a little bit bland, but people really loved the face paint. Obviously, it's not as dramatic as what you have now. But actually, I don't know if I prefer this. I just really like that flash of colour across the face. Just think it looks really cool. And yeah, I really do rate this figure. Tommy Dreamer, I could kind of take it or leave it. I'm not really into it. It's all right. But the accessory that comes in this pack, it's like a newspaper stand, I believe, is a really interesting accessory. So this pack does have a lot going for it, even if the Tommy Dreamer figure's a little bit so-so. So yeah, I get why it won. Next up, we've got the Best Diva. This was voted as the Best Diva figure. This is Mickie James, Ruthless Aggression, Series 34. Colourful ring attire, smiley facial expression. Also comes with a chair. This is going to really stand out on a shelf. I agree. This is one of the strongest Diva figures. Before we get to the classic Superstar line, we've got to talk about Impact for a second, because all the TNA Impact figures were made through Jakks as well. We've got these Deluxe Impact figures. This is Abyss. So Abyss was the winner here. Big, imposing, plenty of detail, tattoo detail as well. I know that Abyss has now signed with WWE, but sadly he works backstage, so I'm not expecting to see him in ring. I'm not expecting a Mattel figure as a result. So if you want to add Abyss to your figure collection, this might be the best way to do it. Another couple of figures on screen right now. These were like runners-up, but I really wanted to show them because I think they're great. We've got Hulk Hogan Series 2, which I just think is a really cool Hogan figure. And honestly, I included this because I love it. Shark Boy. Look at that. That's just such an interesting figure. Rather than it just being another person in some bland ring attire. Look at that. That actually really excites me. I think that's a really cool figure. So just a couple that I wanted to show you there. But that finally brings us to the Classic Superstars. Let's start with the Deluxe Classic Superstars, and you can see Bret Hart on screen right now with a screaming facial expression. Nicely detailed winged eagle. That was always a big criticism of Jakks, was their belts never looked like what they were meant to look like. The detail just wasn't there. They obviously sorted that out for this Deluxe Classic Superstars line. Loads of ring attire detail as well. Plus, it's Bret Hart. It's just a legend. This is great. This is great. They made a lot of great Deluxe Classic Superstars, actually. But yeah, I agree. This is one of the better ones. And that brings us to the main Classic Superstars line. And the winner here, Ric Flair. Ric Flair, Series 2, with the red robe. Looks like he's mid-wooing as well with that facial expression. This is obviously an iconic look for Ric Flair, and Mattel have made this figure as well. But yeah, people love it. People love the facial expression, the detail, the face scan, the robe quality, the fact that it's a legend, arguably the biggest legend, in one of his most iconic looks. It's hard to fault. It's hard to disagree. I do think that it is absolutely awesome. And actually, there's an argument that Ric Flair, in his robe, is arguably the best Mattel figure as well. So I totally understand why this one. I can show you the figure that came second, though. Eddie Guerrero. That's going to surprise quite a few people. Again, I think he got this far because he's a legend. Again, it comes with a great-looking championship. Solid figure. Good face scan. Cloth t-shirt. It's really cool. I have to mention this, though. I believe this came, I don't know if it was third, but it did very, very well. Hollywood Hogan. I know there's a lot of love for this figure. Another figure that, at the time of recording this, we've still not had a Hollywood Hogan Mattel figure. They did show designs for one, but we never quite got to that stage of actually getting it on shelves before Hogan and WWE parted ways. Well, he is back now. Everyone's waiting for that Hollywood Hogan figure. We're hoping that we're going to see it in a few weeks at San Diego Comic-Con. But you can get a Jakks Hollywood Hogan. So, yeah, and it's great as well. So, and that's it, guys. Those were all the winners. There wasn't anything from, like, really early because I just don't think the face scans were there. I don't think... It took Jakks a little bit of time to kind of, like, get going. So, that's why we've focused on these, because these are the results that I got from Wrestling Figure Forum. I think what we might do is, if this video gets 1,000 likes, which is a big ask, But if it gets 1,000 likes, then I'll do a video talking about my personal favourites. I'll show you a few more figures, things that Mattel haven't made, things that I really like, and tell you why I like them. So we could do another Jakks figure video, but I'm not sure if that's what people want. I know people like the Mattel ones. People want Jakks ones? Let me know. Let me know by smashing that like button. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.